Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to Sisters Corner. I'm joined here today by Saima Aslam, who's the founding director and artistic director of the Bradford Literature-Festival. Just before the break, we were talking about different perspectives and how important it is to read literature, to read non-fiction from different writers, from different authors. And we were talking about actually how a lot of the historical books that we rely on are written by men. And actually some of the challenges even here in the UK, even 100, 200 years ago, of women being in the sort of publishing world. So we'll just pick off there if that's okay, Saima. So once again, thank you for joining us.
No, thank you for having me.
It's a really exciting time, isn't it? We've got 10 days of the festival starting from this Friday.
Yes.
Yes, fantastic. So we were talking before the break, as I said, about women and women authors and writers and poets. So who else is coming, you know, who else should we be watching out for in these 10 days in terms of the female voice and the female perspective?
Female voices. Okay, well, we actually have a lot of female writers coming. You know, we most of our panels are very mixed. In terms of female names, so we have Mona El-Tahawi here this year. So she will be talking on a number of different panels, including one about hymen obsessions. We have Zahra Tahiri coming over. She will be talking about women in Rumi's spiritual circle. And then we have, you know, we have Jeanette Winterson, we have Jenny Murray, Jermaine Greer, Joanna Trollope. So, you know, there's lots of big name authors. And then
just
you know,
JFK missing then?
I know.
J.K. Rowling.
J.K. Rowling. I know, that's a real dream. I mean, it is Harry Potter's 20th birthday, well, yesterday it was. So we have actually got a Harry Potter day in the festival. So the last Sunday of the festival, Sunday the 9th, is a Harry Potter day with lots of Harry Potter events taking place in City Park. So yes, I mean, there's a real wealth of women writers and lots of, you know, we're doing some events around Angela Carter, who, you know, was a really brilliant writer, you know, that whole thing of fairy tales reimagined. Lots of our science fiction authors are actually female, as are quite a lot of our comic. I mean, I'm struggling to think of any topic where we haven't got women speaking.
Fantastic, and that's the thing about diversity is good business, isn't it? I think there was a conference, I won't say by who, recently up north anyway, where the whole lineup was all men.
Yes.
And it's really interesting, isn't it? Because they didn't actually notice that. And that's the thing about perspectives, whereas you've got two women, yourself and Inna, it's very obvious. You'll just weave it in naturally because it's just good sense. You want a variety, and therefore, you know, forgetting the female voice would be a bit of would be a little bit of a crime.
No, absolutely. Yeah. And the thing is, to be honest with you, we work on the basis that you program in the people who are the most relevant and the best people to speak about that topic. And the thing is, actually, if you're open to the fact that there are men and women who are really brilliant and will bring different perspectives and, you know, different ideas to an event, there's a world full of people, and men and women.
So, I mean, that is really powerful. I had this actually a few years ago. I organised a women's summit, and we were talking about women's the state of women, if you like, and the challenges, etc. And we put a panel together, and someone said, "Did you choose an all-female panel?" And I said, "Well, it's not an all-female event." And no, I didn't. What I chose was the heads of organisations or people in senior positions who could comment on at a policy level on what we're talking about. It so happened, miraculously, that they were all women. And they're like, "Really?" And I said, "Yeah, honestly," I said, "I did not go looking for. What I went for was either the chief exec or very closest to of the organisations that I wanted represented, to be able to field questions and, you know, talk in a informed manner. And fortunately, in Bradford at that time, they were all women, which was really interesting. So that other panel that was assembled not so long ago, it'd be interesting to see if that's the way they went and that's what they came up with. I'm not sure, but that thing really just brings home that perspective about, well, that point about perspective and who's saying what, and it does angle, and we've seen sort of horror stories in the press, haven't we, about, you know, men saying, well, that doesn't matter and that doesn't matter, and of course gender equality has been achieved because you can't see it if you're not in it at the other end. So
yeah, absolutely. And I mean, and the festival is very diverse. You know, we have people from all different backgrounds, you know, both male and female, but, you know, but a really, really diverse lineup in terms of, you know, lots of people from the BAME community who aren't normally, you know, represented at festivals at that kind of level. And, you know, really people from a really wide range, you know, in terms of gender, in terms of religion, in terms of background and socioeconomic background, and that's actually a really big factor, and that's something that we're very keen, you know, with the festival. I mean, last year 48% of our audience was from a BAME background.
That's fantastic.
Which is fantastic for a festival. But to me, one of the really big things that actually has to be changed when it comes to sort of the cultural side is actually, you know, engaging people from all socioeconomic backgrounds. Because I think, you know, normally the thing is with festivals, the people who engage are the people who've got the money to go and buy the tickets and actually get to see these things. So we take this really, really seriously. So all the events that we've got in City Park are completely free. Anybody can, you know, can just go along and watch. All the children's drop-in workshops at the weekends are completely free. Our schools events are completely free. And then in terms of the ticketed events, our ticket prices are actually very low. But then, you know, all our events in terms of anybody who lives in social housing, who is on benefits, is in full-time education, is over the age of 65, is a refugee or an asylum seeker, they get completely free entry to the festival.
Fantastic.
So, you know, because we wouldn't want cost to be a barrier to engagement.
And that's really, really powerful, that, isn't it, actually, because if we're saying education is the way forward, then actually people need to be able to access that education to be able to read. I can't believe this, Saima, but we're nearly at the end of the show, honestly. I have so many other things to ask you. So very quickly, we've got only a couple of minutes left. So how can people get involved? So obviously they can book and attend. Are you still looking for volunteers?
So yes, so if you're interested in volunteering, if you go onto our website is www.bradford-litfest.co.uk. We're also on Twitter and on Facebook at Bradford Lit Fest. Just go on, sign, and you know, you can send an email, and if you're interested in becoming a volunteer, somebody will get in touch with you. You can also go onto our website and book tickets. You know, we're still selling tickets. There's loads of great events coming on. You know, we've got Nadeem Abbas coming this year to do a Sufiana Kalam concert. We've got Syed Salman Chishti from Ajmer Sharif, and he will be doing an event both in English and a separate one in Urdu. So, you know, there really are no barriers to engagement when it comes to either language and you know, if you know, cost is an issue, then like I said, the festival is free if you can't afford to attend otherwise. So please just go onto the website, log on, have a look and see what events you might like to come to.
Fantastic, and I think that is amazing in this place, and it's not just for Bradford people. I think that's the other key point to make. This is open to anyone from across the globe. Obviously it's more accessible for people who live nearby, so it would be a shame if you didn't take up this amazing opportunity on your doorstep.
Absolutely.
But definitely, you know, all of Yorkshire's welcome.
All of Yorkshire, all of the UK is welcome. We actually get people coming from overseas, we get lots of people coming from London and the rest of the country, so you know, just hop on a train and just come and attend. Yeah,
absolutely. Let's we welcome the world in Bradford. We absolutely do. And then just finally, a point I want to make is, whilst you're encouraging people to read more, to go and engage with the world more, to debate more, you're also doing a series on encouraging people to write and get familiar with the publishing world.
So we have a whole strand which is the art of writing and the politics of publishing, and these are a series of events which are actually about, if you are a writer and you want to break into publishing, how to go about doing that. If you're a writer and you want some workshops to actually help you improve and develop, then again there's lots of workshops around that, and also actually about meeting like-minded people who can actually just guide you a little bit.
Fantastic. So, unfortunately, Saima, that was just so rich, and we could carry on talking, and inshallah we'll have you on again after the show so we can actually talk about some of the highlights. We are actually now at the end of our show, so thank you so much for taking the time out. I know it all starts, you've been busy all year, and now it all starts frantically. Absolutely. So, you know, best of luck with it all. I will be popping up as far as I can in some of the events and things, other work allowing, inshallah. So, viewers, sisters, brothers, please do go along, engage. There's something there for everybody. It is a huge accolade for Bradford to be hosting this, and you know, do go and engage with the written word in different forms, and you know, like I said, let's welcome the world to Bradford. And Saima already mentioned the website. Please go and check it out. There's lots of the brochures around Bradford district as well. I've seen them in libraries, I've seen them in shops, so do help yourself. And so inshallah, if I don't see you at an event at the Bradford Literature Festival, I'll see you next week. Assalamu alaikum.